Comments by a police watchdog have caused controversy after it was suggested that officers use their discretion when dealing with shoplifters stealing food during the cost of living crisis. The policing minister, Kit Malthouse, has said that he would ensure that police did not turn a blind eye to what he called these seemingly small crimes. So where do you stand on this, Carol? Is it a crime is a crime, regardless of the circumstances, or should there be some leeway?
Well, that's certainly what I was brought up to believe. That I got caught shoplifting when I was very young, and it taught me a lesson. Like, you know, whatever you steal isn't yours, and you have no right to take it.
What, in the sweetie shop?
No, it was in a big shop.
Oh, right, OK, OK. Well,
I was in a big shop, not a sweet shop, no. I did nick sweets as well, but yeah.
Oh.
And fruit from farms. Scrumping, you remember scrumping?
No.
Anything goes with Carol.
Yeah, but now I just think, having said that, you can kind of understand if people are starving and they haven't got any money, you can understand why they would do it. People would do anything to feed their kids. But at the same time, you can't go around... What's going to happen is everyone will just think they can go and steal food and get away with it because you can't means test shoplifters. You can't drag them off and just say, right, show me your bank account, show me how much do you earn, show me your tax
Well, and you also
return.
have to think of the shops, I suppose.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to say, right, we're going to give some kind of licence to shoplifting, depending on what their circumstances are. So what about the shops? Do they just lose that money? What do they tell their security guards? I mean, it's kind of impossible to...
Well, my heart says straight away, you know, if somebody is stealing food, then they or their family are hungry, and how can you criminalise a person for that? So absolutely, that's my first thought. I don't think it should be publicised because then people will think it's, you know, anything goes. But when you say, it actually does make me think, Carol, when you say, but how would you means test a shoplifter? Because what if somebody's just cheeky and just don't want to pay for it?
Yeah.
It's
so
just
it's very difficult.
Exactly.
But I think that there should be some room for understanding.
For me, I think the government should be listening to this. If you really do have, you know, a police representative body saying that we're in a position now that we are seeing enough people stealing to feed their children, that we're going to have to consider how we deal with them. What is going wrong in a country that good, decent people, and the vast majority will be good, decent people, are actually having to contemplate committing a crime, which most people don't want to do, in order to feed themselves. You're not talking something frivolous here. You know, you're talking about the basics of life. So it's the government that have to listen to this.
Yeah.
You know, rather than say, oh, God, are we going to nick Beryl for, you know, for a couple of tins of tuna?
And more now. You listen to the radio, you've got elderly people ring up and say, oh, I've got myself down to one meal a day. What is going on in this country, like you say? Where is the root cause of this? Never mind whether we should be letting people off for stealing food or not. Why are we, as one of the richest countries in the world, in this situation where people are having to steal food to feed their family? People that are working.
We've got loads of comments on this. Christine saying, how about the government sort out the mess? Companies are making massive profits at our expense. Judith, if people steal food and get away with it, everyone will do it. And you know, everyone does have to be equal before the law.
They shouldn't have said it. They shouldn't have publicly said it.
No, they shouldn't. But at the moment, when you think about it, you don't know how far you would go if you were starving.
I would do anything.
If anyone was starving. And you would, if you knew if there was no food in the shops, say, for instance, because there are food shortages as well, if you knew your neighbour had food, you would do anything to get that food off them to feed your own children. So, you know, you've got to kind of measure desperation up against the fact that the government isn't really taking care of people.
Because food is about survival.
Exactly,
it's about survival. Helen says, before you send everyone in the direction of food banks, you know, remember that they're running out of supplies too. Soup kitchens are not open in the evening to feed children when they come in from school. So, I mean,
but
food
even
banks...
that, we can't be saying, but people have got food banks. We mustn't let that just become the norm now.
Just send them there instead of fixing the issue.
Well, and to think, I mean, they do an incredible job, and unfortunately it's a really necessary part of our society now. But I'm blessed that I've never had to go to a food bank. I don't know what that would feel like. I think it would feel
And I think it's people that you don't expect. I think it is people with, you know, full-time jobs that are still not being able to make ends meet. And I think it must be really difficult to go in.
My sister's friend works in our local food bank, and she said it's all day long. It's people that are working. I was listening to a woman on the radio the other day. She's a palliative care nurse, single parent, and she was talking. She literally broke my heart listening because she said, just explaining how difficult it was to walk through that door in the food bank and ask for help. She said they were lovely to her. They sat her down, gave her a cup of tea, gave her kid a sandwich. But that is an enormous thing for people to do.
And this is a working woman.
Yeah. This is a full-time working palliative care nurse.
Yeah. But anyway, we all know that you can get a nutritious meal for 30p anyway, so that's
that's
really,
what they
really
tell us,
great.
I'd like to know where that comes from.
Yeah.